After an abysmal outing by our offensive line depth this past weekend against the Seattle Seahawks, our Minnesota Vikings decided to go out and find, hopefully, which is some much better talent. We signed an offensive tackle. We'll get to him in just a second. And we also added another linebacker due to an injury that was suffered against the Seattle Seahawks on Thursday Night Football. That 9 p.m. game, that was a late one, but it is what it is. It's preseason, but we added some more depth to the roster. Hopefully it's a lot much better depth because our offensive line, look, the guys who went out there and started the game, they played okay. All right, that's our second stringers. The only guy who's actually on our starting offensive line that played or started that game was Ed Ingram because we still have a massive question mark at that right guard spot. That's why we're looking at potential, signing of Dalton Risner. Not sure what's happening with that situation, so hopefully things kind of pan out in the right way and we kind of get that right guard position fixed. And maybe if Ed Ingram can start to perform a little bit better, maybe it is his job. Maybe we just gotta take a step back and let him kind of do his thing and stuff like that. But let's get to the newest members of our Minnesota Vikings. First off being Chim Okorfor, who is the newest member of the Minnesota Vikings, was signed today. Also noting that tackle Jackie Chen has been released to create room on the 90-man training camp roster. Jackie Chen, third stringer, fourth stringer, never was going to see time ever in the regular season. He's seen a little bit in that week 1 preseason game, and he wasn't that great. Anybody who started or played after our starting offensive line looked horrendous, looked terrible. I didn't see any promise there. I said after the game, my biggest takeaway is we need more depth at offensive line, or at least better depth than what we have, because it was awful. Jaren Hall was scrambling for his life, and when he wasn't, he was taking sacks, he was having to hurry his throws and stuff like that. So hopefully Chim Okorfor is at least a better depth piece for us. I'm not saying he's going to make the roster because it's still pretty early in preseason and still has a long way to go in order to make the team, maybe practice squad and stuff like that. But look at this. He's 6'6", 320-pound offensive tackle. He was an NAIA All-American at Benedictine College in Atchison, Kansas. Whatever that is. The NAIA is comparable to Division III college sports, with high-end NAIA teams perhaps being on a level similar to quality Division II teams. So, look, I think offensive linemen are one of the only position group on the field where you can kind of look at the lower colleges and still be able to plug and place them. Maybe they are an NFL guy and stuff like that. There's a couple of them. I think Chattanooga, I want to say that's a lower Division I team or something like that. There's teams or players out there who have played on these NAIA teams or Division III teams that have found their way into the National Football League because of their work ethic, because they're the big body. They can actually run block pretty decently. They can pass block and stuff like that. So, hey, this guy could be special. I'm not saying he's going to be, but there's always that chance. So don't sleep on him, even though it seems like he's from a D3 team, okay? That's just all I'm saying. Let's give him some hope a little bit, all right? Now, Okorfor was signed by the Philadelphia Eagles this past spring as an undrafted free agent. Now, he was with the Eagles in training camp before being released last week. So, look, the Eagles' offensive line, they're old, but they have massive depth at that position group on the field. So they really don't need too many bodies there. They want to work on other areas of the field or other areas of the team. So that's probably why he was released. Maybe he just wasn't fitting the build over there for Philadelphia. So he comes over here, which is great. I think we needed it. Hopefully he's a little bit better performance-wise than what we had in Jackie Chen, and hopefully he's better than most of the guys that he's going to be playing with come this Saturday against the Arizona Cardinals. Now, the 24-year-old will provide depth on Minnesota's offensive line. Yeah, obviously. Though it'll likely require some impressive performances to earn a spot on the 53-man roster or the practice squad. Again, don't think this guy's going to make the 53-man roster. He could make the practice squad, kind of, help that second team out, get them some reps just in case they need to get going in the game, or, injuries that probably are going to happen. It's just part of the game. It is what it is. So he's just a depth piece for now, another camp body. Hopefully it's much more, or at least a little bit better depth than what we had, because it was not good against the Seattle Seahawks. So he was signed, and also yesterday, I like this one. On Sunday, the Vikings signed journeyman linebacker Tanner Vallejo. I believe is how you say his name. If I pronounce it wrong, I apologize. But they also released linebacker William Wenku with an injury designation. He got hurt on that Thursday night game against the Seattle Seahawks with a little bit of a knee injury, I do believe, if I'm hearing that correctly or if I've seen that correctly and stuff like that. I really like this addition to the team because okay? He has 82 games of NFL experience since being drafted in the 6th round in 2017. And he's racked up 114 total tackles and 2.5 sacks in his career. Now, last year, 17-game season, he played in every single game. He started in 5 of them for the Arizona Cardinals. I know, okay, Cardinals were not good last year, but having that NFL experience, I think, helps us out just a little bit more. We have some young guys defensively, and I think Tanner Vallejo can work his way up to maybe that second-string cast with a Troy Dye or something like that. Whenever we need him to give somebody a quick break, a quick breather or whatever, he can come in there and make some plays, or maybe he fits the Brian Flores' scheme with the nickel and stuff like that. I'm not 100% sure what we're going to do with him, but we're going to have to see it on the field this Saturday against his former team, the Arizona Cardinals, and see where we can place him on the field whenever we need it. But I really do think this guy makes the team if we decide to keep him rolling into that regular season. This is a great signing. Both of these are just adding some more depth for the offensive line. It's just hopefully adding better depth than what we already had. Jackie Chen out of the building. Chim Okorfor is in the building. Also, William Wenku, linebacker, got hurt, knee injury. He's gone, but we did add Tanner Vallejo, who's been in the NFL, 82 games of NFL experience. You guys can let me know what you think about these signings in that comment section below. Also, drop a like and subscribe to the channel. It would be much, much appreciated. Have a great rest of your night, folks, and Skol Vikes.